Hey guys, Shane with Monkeying Around. Let's talk about dry bags for a minute. What's your favorite? What do you use? Or do you use a dry box? I'll show you my favorite and I'll tell you why in this video. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to talk about dry bags. I'm more of a dry bag person, not necessarily a dry box. I use a dry box a little bit here and there, but I found my favorite hands down dry bag through some testing and playing and messing around, and I picked up 3 of them here recently. And I'm going to tell you why I like these. Now, it doesn't matter if you're doing a day trip, an overnight trip, multiple days, or you're just walking out to hang out on the water for a little bit and maybe do a float down the river on a tube. Dry bags come in handy. Everybody nowadays carries their cell phone, so you want a dry bag to actually do its job. You want your stuff to stay dry. Whether you put your cell phone in there, your car keys in there, or whether you put some snacks, or whatever the case may be, you want your dry bag to do its job. I've got a couple different options here. Now this one here is Outdoor Products. This is a dry bag that you can pick up at Walmart for next to nothing. They're really cheap. These actually come in a 3-pack. You get like a 20 liter, a 10 liter, a 5 liter maybe, or maybe I don't remember the sizes, but there's a yellow, a blue, and a red one. The red one's the middle size. The yellow one's the bigger size, and then the blue's the smaller size. They call these waterproof bags. They're in no way, shape, or form waterproof bags. The only thing that I'll put in these is something that I don't mind getting wet. I use these more as an organizational bag than I do anything else. I'll put something in here like like my cockpit cover, or maybe my spray skirt, something that I really don't care if it gets a little damp, because I put it in this. No big deal. This is a PVC dry bag. This particular one is made by Leader, and if you see the duct tape on them, I put a little piece of duct tape on my bags, and that way I can take a little marker and write what's in the bags, so I can kind of stay a little more organized when I'm out on the river. But it just makes it easy for keeping up with what you got in each bag. Makes it really easy when you're packing your stuff, because I can look at the bag and go, oh, did I remember to take my headlamp? Yep, it's in my bag. And I pull out which one it is. Now this is a PVC bag, and it's pretty waterproof. This is a 10 liter. It's made by Leader Accessories, a good company. They make some pretty good stuff. But it's a heavy bag. It's a thick bag. It'll take a good beating, but it's also not my favorite. It's a good bag, but not my favorite. You can pick these up from anywhere from like 10 to 30 bucks, kind of depending on what size you get. I recently picked up these. These are the Sea to Summit Big River dry bags. The reason why I picked these up, a couple different reasons. I'll open one up and show you. I got a couple different colors because I'm going to get away from doing the duct tape, and I'm going to start color coordinating my stuff. So I know when I get to camp, my green bag has got my sleep system in it. It's going to have my hammock. It's going to have my tarp. It's going to have my sleeping bag. It's going to have all my stuff. So when I get to camp, ready to set up camp, all I got to do is grab out the green bag and roll with that. But the reason why I like these bags, a couple different reasons. Number one, if you see on the bottom, it's not rounded. It's an oval shape. That makes it stand up a little bit better. This bag is also not near as heavy, not near as bulky as the PVC bags that you get. And this one is waterproof. Now this is Sea to Summit. It's a little bigger price point, depending on exactly what size you get. These right here are 13 liters. But depending on what size you get, you can spend anywhere from 20 to about 40 bucks on a dry bag. The neat thing about these is they have lash points. So you got a little lash point right here. Neat thing about that, so everybody going down the river, no matter if you're doing a day trip, a multiple day trip, or you're just tubing down the river for a little bit, you need some kind of way to keep your stuff dry. Whether it be a wallet, your keys, your cell phone, whatever the case may be, you need to be able to keep it dry. And it doesn't matter what kind of trip you're on, you need some kind of little dry bag. So I got a couple different options for you here. This is an outdoor products bag. They sell them at Walmart. They come in a pack of about 3, and they're about 10 bucks, give or take, depending on where you are, for 3 of these dry bags. Now, these aren't really dry bags. They say they are, but anything that I've ever put in here in some way, shape, or form has got damp or got wet as I go down the river. So these bags right here are really flexible, really lightweight, but they're not really waterproof. So if you're looking for a way to keep your stuff dry, I wouldn't put anything in there that you are concerned about getting wet. I basically use those for an organization bag. I'll put stuff in there that either 1, I'm putting in dry storage, or 2, I don't mind if it gets wet, like my cockpit cover or my spray skirt. I don't mind if it gets a little damp. It'll be okay. Another option you've got, PVC bags. Now these dry bags are made with PVC plastic. This one right here is a Leader Industries or Leader Accessories dry bag. This is a 10 liter size, and it's made of PVC plastic. The seals are pretty good. They're not bad. For the most part, this will keep your stuff dry. Unless you just really swamp it in the water and keep it down for a while, this is going to keep your whatever you put in there fairly dry. Now it's got multiple little D-rings all over the place, the front, around the handle, and then on the back. And they also come with a little strap that you can hook to the top and the bottom to carry it like a little backpack or a little shoulder bag or whatever the case may be. But these aren't bad. The only thing that I don't like about these is when the weather gets a little cold, the bag gets a little cold, it becomes a little stiff. It's PVC plastic, so it does it. It kind of gets a little stiff. Not a bad bag, but there's kind of a better option out there. Now I picked up over this summer, I picked up at the end of the summer, I picked up a Sea to Summit dry bag. I really like the weight and the quality of the product, the quality of the bag itself. But I picked one up and kind of give it a little test drive. Played with it on several trips at the end of the summer, and so far I've been really impressed. So I picked up several of these, and what I'm doing is I'm going to slowly switch out from the PVC over to these Sea to Summit bags. And the reason why, this is the Big River bag by Sea to Summit. Now, it's a heavy duty bag, but it's got an oval base. I like the oval base because it helps it kind of stay in place. You set it on the ground, stand it up, it's going to stay where it's at. It's a pretty good bag. This one, just like the Leader bag, has lash points on the side. So if you wanted to stuff a couple things in here, roll it up, and strap it to the top of your kayak for stuff you might have on, that you might need during the day of the trip, it's perfect for that. You can easily strap it. It's got the lash points, and then it's got a couple little D-rings hooked to the top of the bag. So if you wanted to hook it to your kayak and let it sit on top, no problem. You got ways to cover you there. Now, the bag itself is, let me give you some specs on them. They come size in 3, 5, 8, 13, 20, 35, and 65 liter bags. Those are the different sizes you can get. It's made with 420 denier nylon fabric. Now, these right here are the 13 liter size. And one thing that I really like about these, if you can tell, on both ends of your buckle, you got 2 little screws. So these buckles are made of plastic. Over time, they're going to tear up. Snapping them in, popping them out, you're going to break off part of the buckle. I do it all the time on my stuff that I've got. Now, if you break off a buckle on the leader dry bags, you're out of luck. Your bag's no good. These buckles are sewed in to the actual dry bag, so if you break a buckle, you might as well throw it away. It's not going to do you any good. These, if you break a buckle, you can run by your local outfitter, go online, and you can order the buckles for these bags. So if you break your buckle and your bag's still good, couple of bucks, you can replace your buckle and you're back in business. Your bag's still good to go. So leave me a comment. Tell me which bags you like, why you like them. Do you use a dry box over a bag? I use a dry box for a couple of things that, just in case it takes a beating, it's in the dry box so it helps protect it. And usually it's my electronic stuff. My battery chargers, my camera stuff, all of that kind of stuff I usually stick in a little box, and then just for the extra added protection of the box. But for everything else, all my camping gear, all my cooking gear, all my clothes, everything else that I'll need or use when I'm on the trip, I use a dry bag. So check out these Sea to Summit dry bags. I'll leave a link in the bottom of the video, and leave me a comment. Tell me which ones you use when you're out there getting your paddles wet.